Okay, looking about the room, I noticed some presents before them. So I'd like to call this meeting to order. With that said, we get the Reverend Jones to lead us in invocation.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, in Jesus' name, we do thank you, God, for this day. We thank you, Lord, once again and ask you, Lord, to be with us and help us, Lord, in making the right decisions for the town of Road Retreat for the good of all, not just a handful. And we thank you, God, that we believe you to help us to do that. And Lord, just continue to lead us, God, is my prayer. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's all stand as we're able to have the pledge reading. I'll hold it slow. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have before us written or electronic form or whatever method, the minutes of the previous meeting. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept as presented or make changes as needed.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second. All right, is any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of accepting the minutes as presented, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Minutes have been approved. Okay, have got several people in the gallery tonight, so that'll take us to citizens' time. Y'all pick whoever, and we sort of instituted something since you all were nice in here, and it's keep us from being here tonight. We've asked everybody to keep their comments to 3 minutes. And I said, that's not enough time. Well, you can ask for more. That's not a hard and fast rule that we're going to run anybody off over. But anyway, and Derek is our official timekeeper. So, pick who wants to address the council and come and identify yourself so that Monica can. Yeah, come ahead, sir. You spoke to us before.
I have harassed the town before. I'll
Well,
be
you're
nice.
fine. We appreciate you. Identify yourself if you would. And
Steve Slater.
Yes.
I'm not a resident, but I do own property here, and I have 15 apartments over here on Railroad Avenue. And I'd like to just make a request to the town if they would consider revisiting the trash collection policy that was the new policy that was instituted last year. I thought I'd just try bringing this before you since we have a new town council now, and also some time has passed. The reason for the new policy, the only reason that was given that I could make out was to save the town some money, and I wonder how that's working out with the change in policy was that they would only have a very generous policy of collecting everyone's trash, residential trash from residents, but it was changed that they would not collect the trash of residents that live in apartment buildings if it's more than 2 apartments and 2 units in the building. And I just wondered if that has really made a significant difference for the town. And if I can offer my opinion here, actually I'm representing the tenants in my apartments. I think for some of them it's a hardship, the older people that don't have transportation. It seems to me discriminatory because, well, it's not just my opinion, I have a written legal opinion that to just arbitrarily decide the residents in my apartments are paying property taxes through their rent. And if I would provide dumpsters collection, all of the residents would have to start paying $30 more a month. to pay for those dumpsters, and they're already paying in their rent, paying property tax, so why should they not have equal benefits with other people that live here that they're paying for? That's where I feel it's unfair and probably penalizing those who need the services the most. And so that's why I would respectfully request just to revisit that policy and see if it would really be a hardship on the town to include apartments in the collections. And if I've got any time left in my 3 minutes here, I just want to add, we have 15 apartments, maybe 4 or 5 residents will put out their trash in any given week. So it's more efficient for the town. They're not making 15 stops at 15 houses. They're making 1 stop to service those apartments, maybe 2 stops. And it seems like it's more efficient, and those are people who need it the most. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to.
Did you ever put a dumpster on your apartments?
Pardon?
Did you ever install a dumpster as part of your apartment complex? A dumpster? Did you ever put a dumpster for the trash to be taken to?
The town will not collect trash from our apartments because under the new policy, it only will collect.
Right, but did you see about renting one?
Oh, yeah, I did, yes. I got an estimate. The other downside is we would have to put the dumpster out in front of the building, which is unsightly. But the cost, the residents would prefer not to have, most of them can cope with just taking their trash over to the landfill, but there are some that can't. So they either have friends do it, or we will help them out if we can. And
Jason, remind me again, please, because I've been around and around with this. What is the requirement? Is there not a requirement to have a dumpster if you have a rental?
4 or more rental
So
units.
why doesn't he have a dumpster?
You don't have to have a dumpster. You can require your tenants to,
So it's not a requirement to put a dumpster?
no.
Okay, so I guess that was my question, I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't clear.
I mean, from the past discussions, I mean, you could have your residents tell them it's their responsibility to take care of their own trash. Put it in a vehicle and take it to the, I mean, I can go back and look at that.
I was gonna say, I could have sworn it was part of one of our ordinances or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
One of the things Mr. Slade
Just
is
a question I'm asking.
asking us for is to look at it. So, with that said, can we when we look at it,
We can look at however you want.
well,
We can't discuss this without a motion.
but you can also ask, I don't think we need to act right this minute tonight. I think his request is that we revisit. And then you can do,
You can discuss it, you just can't make any,
give me ideas.
Well, I have to abstain from this. I had to abstain from it before, but I'll tell you, I disagree with this completely. We've got elderly people, I've got people that work for me that don't have a driver's license. They're not getting anything for their tax money at all. And if he has to rent a dumpster and I have to rent a dumpster, the rent's going up, and I assure you, it's high enough as it is. People are having problems. We're not doing these people any favors whatsoever by doing this. And I asked some of the town crew if it interfered with the town, if it took longer. No, that's what I was told.
So let's, Monica, would you put it on this as unfinished business? And Jason, you need to, would you and Mike talk about this and bring it back next time we gather? So that, and then, Jim, man, I don't think that you necessarily have to abstain.
Yeah, I do, because I don't.
Well, because, you can start the ball rolling if you, but I would, like I said, I don't think we need to.
I mean, I will go back and review everything. I can go back and look at the old minutes and everything. But I think the change occurred because it was considered, they were talking about businesses that have to empty their own trash. And they have to pay out of pocket for that when they're making money. And is an apartment complex considered a for-profit entity within itself? That was the argument. I'll go back and pull everything up, but that was the.
Again, he's not asking, making an unreasonable request.
What would the dumpster cost you, do you know?
It's about $400 a month.
And you're gonna pass it on to the renters?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to, that's the way it works, so.
Have you decided where you would put it?
Well, that's the problem, is we can't access behind the apartments, so we have to put it out in front, like Dr. Spraker has his next to his parking lot. We could put ours maybe next to his if he would allow us to use his parking lot to access. Otherwise, we have to put it in front of one of our buildings.
Do you have a central repository that your tenants can use now to
They
put
go
their
to the
trash in?
county.
No, I'm talking about if it was picked up by the town. Do you have a central repository, like
They
a wooden framed box like some people have at their house? where-
We don't. There is a location where the truck stops, where they leave. They have to have a closed container when they leave their trash out the night before.
But you have a central location where those are supposed to be?
Yes.
Okay? Mr. Slade, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Once again, anybody? That will show up back on unfinished business. That's the way I think we better deal with it. Okay, anybody else want to address the council? If you do, come and identify yourself like you said. If not, we appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, you're all right. Jeff, to emphasize the would like to keep comments to 3 minutes.
Okay, I'll be short and quick. My name is Jeff Wood Sr. This is my son Jeffrey, my wife Kathy. I just like to bring it to the town council's attention that in the last 60 days, we've lost 4 medical practitioners in the town of Rural Tree. Ballard has moved to Whitfield. Dr. Lacey and PA Chance has gone to the hospital and she's retiring. So that's 4 doctors basically that are gone here in the last 60 days. I think the town council should take it upon themselves to think what we could possibly do to try to entice a doctor or 2 back into this area. I personally have made over 200 phone calls that have fell on deaf ears. It is extremely, extremely difficult to get a doctor to look into a rural area such as we are. I think we're gonna have to do something if we wanna have any medical practitioners in our town, besides the hospital. I know that our company would be willing to make some financial sacrifices to help facilitate that. But I think the town may also have to do something to facilitate trying to get a doctor into this area. I never dreamt it would be even close to this hard to even get a return phone call. I've literally gotten 2 out of over 200 phone calls. I've called every single hospital from Charlotte to Nashville to Roanoke. I've had 2 return phone calls. That's it. Everybody says the same thing.
Rural Tree faced this some time ago, the exact same thing, and we didn't have any doctors.
How many times have you heard non-compete clause? Has that been an issue?
Not
with
once.
any of it?
I can't get them to call me back to have a conversation.
I just think that's gonna be,
Not-
if you're wanting an individual doctor to come and not a Ballard or Carillion or Lewis Gale, that's gonna be your obstacle. That's gonna be your hurdle.
I
Because
can't get a hospital or an individual doctor. I've had one individual doctor from West Virginia call me back, one.
most doctors are signed with a practice. And that practice is, they have a non-compete clause for, I think, a year to 2 years, usually, that you cannot, within a 100-mile radius of where they practice. I don't know if it's a central location or any of their locations. You cannot compete with them within 100, I'm just throwing out 100 miles, I don't know.
Yeah, I understand your premise.
But that's.
What I've run in against more than that, what I've run up against is that none of them want to go into a standalone practice. I ran into the exact same thing when I tried to get a dentist to come in down in the building on 11, which literally needed 3 chairs and a computer, and they were running. All the infrastructure was there, all the gas lines were still there from when Dr. Spraker, everything was there. Every single person I was able to actually have a conversation with said they would only consider going into a multi-doctor practice to share 2 things, both the client load, the patient load, and the malpractice insurance. That if there wasn't 3 or 4 doctors, they weren't interested.
And the time off.
Yes, they wanted the time off. So they only want to work 3 to 4 days a week. That's it. After that, they want another doctor that can take over, so they rotate. So like, if I go back to the dentist, which I had some success in talking to, none of them to come in and look, but they all said that they only wanted to work like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then someone else would take over for the rest of the week, and then they'd rotate that in a month or 2, and so, you know, they had a lot of weekends off and stuff. None of them wanted to be in a standalone like Dr. Spraker. None of them.
And Spraker was willing to help.
He did. He was helping make phone calls and everything else, and we got nowhere. And I mean nothing. Now we have a chiropractor in there, so we were able to get a doctor, which was one of the things we were asked to try to get when we bought that building. We were asked to try to get an ABC store and a chiropractor. The ABC store really wasn't very reasonable, but, you know, we were able to secure a chiropractor, which is, by the way, Coach Boyd's daughter-in-law. So if anyone here wasn't aware of that, that's who Lily is.
I would maintain, and it's just me, and I know it's a problem for the town of Retreat, but this is a problem for Southwest Virginia. I mean, I'm not saying it's not my problem, Jeff, I'm not saying
No, I understand.
there's nothing I can do, but I mean, to me, this is a delicate conversation. Because everyone knows, seriously, healthcare in Southwest Virginia is bad, and it's probably gonna get worse.
I would
I
agree
mean,
with
it
that.
is a very, it's going to get worse.
Mhm.
11 years ago, I was a pharmaceutical rep. And from Roanoke to Lee County actually shut down their hospital. I mean, it was, you know, Lebanon, all of them, all areas in between. If they didn't have the one big medical practice that everybody could, you know, malpractice insurance and all that and cover each other and patient load, they were small, one-person practices were dying at an alarming rate.
Yeah. Do you know the average age of our dentists in this area? They're all retirement age or past. Okay, like, I'm serious, because I was in every dentist office last year trying to get a dentist to come up, put a satellite location here, everything. I mean, our dentists were in bad shape for a dentist. You know, so anyway, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I will be back in to revisit this situation, and you guys can, you know, mull it over and see what you think we could possibly do. I'm willing to brainstorm with anyone on this council. I make a lot of phone calls, I'm really pushy. I heard that. You know, if I can get someone, and I will. And like I said, I've been able to get one doctor from West Virginia to come over and look out of over 200 phone calls. And I have one hospital that has called back. That has been it.
just so I understand, I mean, you know, we've had the dialogue that we've had, but what is the official action that you're asking council?
Just to review what you think that the town is willing to do. Are you willing to, you know, pay their lease for a year? Are you willing to pay their lease for 2 years to get them started? Or are you not willing to do anything? It's gotta be something financial to entice someone to come in here. Everybody works off of a bottom dollar and, you know,
That would probably be something we'd need to approach the joint IDA about.
yeah, that's why I'm just bringing it up tonight,
Okay.
so, you know, we have something to think about. But right now, we have all our eggs in one basket, which is the Wade County Hospital across the street here, and that's it. You know, and at any time, they could get a wild hair and pull out. Ballard did, they went to Whitfield. One of the nicest buildings in our whole town is vacant down on 11. I don't know how many of you have actually been in that building, I've been in it several times. It is an absolutely beautiful building. I don't even want to pay for the artwork hanging on the walls. So, but there it is sitting vacant. I mean, I don't think there's a nicer pediatrics clinic built probably in Southwest Virginia than the one down there. You walk in and there's, the sick kids go to one side, the non-sick kids go to the other side for waiting rooms. They have them separated. Okay, haven't had anybody in there in years. It's a crime. It's an absolute crime to have that building empty for what's there, what infrastructure is located. Now, I'm gonna tell you something else about that building. Nobody besides Ballard can go back in there. They have a ton of deed restrictions on it that preclude any other medical facility from coming in. So they don't have any competition, which I think is really bad. So that building, you know, will never be used for medical again unless you can get those deed restrictions removed.
That's the way they tie things up. That's
It
it.
is.
You can't get it, I mean.
Is that deed restriction? It's basically a non-compete clause.
It is,
But
but they
is-
do it in a backdoor way.
But
with
is
deed
that,
restrictions.
is that a certain time frame or is that
Nope.
forever?
It's perpetual. We have the same deed restrictions on the building on 11, the exact same deed restrictions. We cannot put a doctor's office back down there in 11, even though Smith County Hospital built it and it has a full-blown x-ray room. Like a legitimate x-ray room, lead walls, lead doors, the whole works. So we're trying right now to get a vet to come in, because that circumvents their deed restrictions. But, you know, Ballard didn't do the town of Royal Retreat any justice by having those deed restrictions on that building. So,
Both buildings.
yeah, both buildings. So, in case Ballard ever wants to come in and talk to this council again, I think you should keep that in mind that, you know, our town interests were not looked on promising by them. You know, they were strictly looking out for their own bottom dollar.
Does
So
Ballard own that building?
They do. Mhm.
what did the town of Retreat have to do with those deed restrictions?
Nothing. I'm just saying,
Okay.
if Ballard comes in here and wants to do something again, you know, keep in mind that they're not our friends.
Mm.
If they were our friends, they wouldn't be restricting, you know, the health care for our community, which is exactly what they've done.
In those two facilities.
Yeah. Which are the, you know, two largest medical buildings in Rural Retreat. I said that the Ballard building down there is gorgeous. I mean, it is, what a layout, and what a crime that it's not being utilized.
Okay, then.
So, thank you very much for your time, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Okay, anybody else? Okay. That takes us through citizens' time. We have correspondence from the town office.
I've got a thank you letter here from the Royal Retreat Bloodmobile. Dear Town of Royal Retreat employees, again, you have helped us have a successful Red Cross blood drive on August 12th. We collected 46 units of blood product with 52 registered donors. This use of the community center and setup of tables and chairs are so appreciated by the Red Cross volunteers, donors, and blood recipients. Thank you, Kay Corvin, leader of the Royal Retreat Bloodmobile of the Red Cross.
And also, I received a phone call and I haven't copied this off for you guys, but I can if this is something you want to look into further. but this came from Rebecca Tidwell. She's a partnership team member with a Christmas to Remember of 2025. And it's with County's Christmas to Remember. Basically, they're asking for if anybody, or if the town and other businesses would be interested in donating to the light shows that they have up at the hockey, the Apex Center, or the hockey. They have a drive-through Christmas light thing, which I've never been to, but I've heard it's nice. But it ranges from $2,000, or it ranges from $5,000 to $1,000 from a gold to a bronze, and then $2,500 to be a silver. And it has different options, logo on their website, signage. You get 5 event tickets and a logo on the program, 1/4 page, shout outs, and on social media. I don't know if this is something that you guys would be interested in. I do know that we're trying to make our downtown a little more festive we had put money in the budget to buy Christmas lights every year as we go to make it, as nice as we can in our town, in our backyard. I mean, is this something you guys want me to?
Again, sorry, speaking for myself, but no. Just because there's a charge for every single car that goes through there. They're making money. I'm not gonna, I don't think that's wise.
They're trying to raise it in nickels of the time.
Let's take care of our stuff.
I mean, you can't blame them for trying.
I mean-
but I'm not interested in that in one bit.
Okay. Well, it was correspondence to me, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, exactly, yeah, you have to.
We have to hear it. Okay. Any other correspondence from town office?
No, sir.
Is there correspondence from the council? Make sure everybody, okay, that takes us to Derek.
August, they had 24 incidents. Some of those include 2 transients, assisted rescue twice, 2 alarm calls, 1 disturbance. Domestic, I had 2 arrests, and I patrolled 1,275 miles. Next week, I'll be attending, it's a law enforcement executive retreat at the Breaks. I went over there last year. It's 2 days of training, it's good training. Fishing day at the nursing home is gonna be September the 12th. If anybody wants to come help and hang out, it's a lot of fun on that.
Hard to believe it's that time of year.
Yep. And first football game's this Friday, so I'll be working it.
Okay.
Derek, I have a question for you.
Shoot, go right ahead.
I apologize for not being at the last meeting. I had an ear infection, which I still have. That has nothing to do with Derek, but.
I was gonna ask what Derek
He's gotta be up.
Derek, you had mentioned to me, yeah, he's got it. You had mentioned to me about the ordinance that had passed about camping in the community.
Chill High, I didn't know, it's just a copy of Chill Highs. They're having a public hearing on, try to help with the homelessness situation.
Is everybody aware of that?
Yeah, I gave it out last week.
Okay.
Everybody should, you should have.
Jason's gonna talk about it.
I can actually, we're actually having a public hearing. You probably see in front of you.
Okay.
And this is a different thing, but it was some changes to the zoning. And I'll go over it real quickly. Basically, any of these older lots, like let's take Griever or Buck. Some of those lots are smaller. They don't have the 100-foot road frontage. If a tornado were to come through and wipe out 5 of them, they would not be able to rebuild on that property the way the zoning is now because it's 100 feet. I think that's handcuffing the town and its citizens. So I put together some suggestions, and it's going to have a public hearing on it to where they can rebuild on the site as long as they stay within the footprint or do not exceed zoning requirements in that. So I'm already having a public hearing for that. I can try to get, well, I know I can. I can get a public hearing for that ordinance as well if you'd like me to.
Okay, but I think we really need to watch this because, like I said, Sheila Harris doing it tonight, Bristol did it. So they're running them out, they're heading this way. We really need to prepare. Whitford's having a problem, we all know that. We just ain't hit here, and unfortunately, this town, in a way, the people here are so nice. If we have somebody down in their luck, they're gonna try to help them, and we're gonna have 50 of them. So we need to address this before we get started.
I'll go ahead and get that together.
Appreciate that. Anybody have any questions for the chief while we're on that?
You really gotta go?
What's more important, does he have more than one? Okay.
Let me know if you're gonna shoot. I'll give you plenty of room.
Duh. Okay, no other questions for the chief? That takes us to unfinished business. Now, Jason, you got to help me how you want.
Okay. Downtown revitalization, we actually have a lot going on down there right now. The parking lots at the farmer's market, I don't know if you've noticed, but they've been paved and will be ready for tomorrow's farmer's market. I put Famers Market, but it is.
Looks awesome, by the way.
They did a really
They did a
good job.
really nice job. It looks stunning.
And I didn't put it on here, but I'll use this time to talk about it. Speaking of stunning, I think our caboose, the job they did on that caboose, they hand scraped it. They came in, they hand scraped every bit of it. They painted it. They came back, and I didn't realize how much a little bit of yellow paint would make something pop, for lack of a better word. It looks extraordinary. So, with that being said, I just wanted to let you know that, they worked, they did everything for free. They volunteered their time under Line Den's Men's Ministry. And what they do is they take individuals that have come out of jail because of substance abuse. They take them in, they have housing for them, they all live together, work together, have classes together, Bible study together. And then they go out and do projects for elderly people who don't have enough money to do things. They paint their house, they paint their deck, they paint their porch by donation only. I would just like to know if and at what scale town council would like to give them funding for their agency.
I think we should. Did you get any estimates at any given time of what people wanted to do that?
The contractor that came and met with me and never sent me a quote, he acted like it would be a 5-digit project.
Who provided the paint?
The town provided the paint.
Okay, so we bought the paint.
How many hours do you have down there? Anybody have any idea?
They were down there on and off for a week and a half.
Yeah, it's nearly every day.
Yeah. And they did a stunning job. I mean, it is gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay,
Do we have,
set the list about making a motion.
just pulling it out of the air, do we have money where we can make a donation that's maybe in the $1,500 range or something?
Yes.
You make that motion, Bob?
I move that we donate to Lions, whatever it is, the sum of $1,500 for the job they've done on the caboose.
Second.
Okay, a motion second. Is there any discussion? Thank you, Bob. Go ahead, that was you, baby.
I have one question. Do we need the steps that are down there?
Yes.
Does that need to be redone also?
What I had talked about this, and it needs to be done. We've got those steps that need to be replaced. We've got the steps at the community center behind where the Legion, that's the wheelchair ramp to get in. it needs to be replaced, and then the stage needs to be replaced. The walking, or the stuff around, it needs to be replaced. I want to bring in a contractor, price all three of those as one project, bring them in here at one time, replace all three of them. Have it done.
If I may, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Let's clear one thing up and then we'll go to that. So we've got a motion to second. Any more discussion about the, paying for the paint? Is that enough money?
I was gonna say, I wouldn't mind going a little bit higher, but if that's the consensus.
We've got this one thing.
Yeah, we got that one number.
If you would have a different figure, I would be
Say,
able to change my motion.
well, I'm thinking between 2,000 and 25. That's just my,
I'll change my motion to 2,500.
Second.
it does, it looks great.
Okay.
And
Now,
then
let's clear this. We have a motion, amended motion. Monica got that, all right?
Can somebody second the amended motion?
Mr. Lloyd,
Did
yes.
he? Okay.
Jim did. Okay. Any further discussion? Everybody remember, $2,500 is what the motion is. Okay,
I think it was a very good decision.
nobody's complaining, you'll see here. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That's how you tell. Now, you asked a question, you started about steps.
I think we need to just come in and redo it as one project. That way we can get, it's hard enough to get a contractor here. If I can get
us
them,
quotes for that, and we'll settle that. You got 3 sets of, all right, 2 sets of steps, is that what, you're gonna bring it to us, so whatever you,
it's gonna be the 2 sections at the caboose. It's gonna be the back ramp at the community center, and it's gonna be the ramp and steps at the stage.
okay. That'll be an unfinished
At the
business.
Dr. Pepper stage? Or
Yes,
the
Dr. Pepper stage.
Okay,
Okay. Continuing on with downtown revitalization, the town has met with the splash pad contractor. Actually, Mike and I went down there and met with them today. They have turned in a Miss Utility. You'll probably notice they do have a backhoe down there and their application for a building permit. I spoke to the owner, and this shocked me. He stated that the entire splash pad will be installed within the next 2 months, and then next spring, it'll be just a matter of turning the water on. Like I said, this is gonna take place sooner than I expected, and basically, the infrastructure will be in within the next 2 months. Pipe, the pavement, everything except for the concrete. We'll have to get the concrete done separately, because that was not included in their bid, in the contract bid that they had. They will also already have the apparatuses in for the splash pad. So it's gonna sit there in the winter, but come spring, we'll be able to, whenever we seem fit, which is probably gonna be around Memorial Day or something, we'll be able to turn the switch and turn it on, and it'll be functional.
And surveying is done down there, correct?
They're doing the he's waiting on,
He's waiting on the plat for the elevations for the splash pad.
and that's gonna come from Barrington, the Nathaniel guy that came and
Yeah.
But they've had surveyors down there for the past 2 or 3 weeks, so.
What about the building? Work on the building down
the bathroom.
there. Yeah.
I was getting to that.
Real quick, before we move on, I'm sorry. Did we ever determine what kind of water features we were gonna have on the site? I can't seem to remember for some reason.
Yeah,
Anyway.
there's gonna
just
be,
curious.
there's one central, and it's the central part, it's the biggest, I guess, apparatus of them all, and it's got one of the big dumping buckets with stuff that comes out. It's gonna be a big tank, Water Treat Farmers, Water Treat, or Heritage Park splash pad with an RR in the middle of it. It's gonna look very, very nice. But yeah, he's got those coming in, he said within the next 4 weeks. So he said by probably late October that everything should be completed.
he's talking 2 months. How are the other things gonna coincide or fit into that time frame to where lighting and things will be ready next spring when the splash pad is ready?
That's going to be addressed through the Barrington, the Nathaniel guy. And he's in touch with him. They've worked together before. And to answer your other question, the contractor that's going to do the bathrooms in the building that's on site, he's already called in his Miss Utility too. So he's already went in that, and I think he's already has his building permit. I'm not sure if he does or not. I think he does. And he's going to be in town tomorrow to coordinate with the splash pad contractor, because we need to make sure that when we butt up against the building, Mike was talking about the sewer and stuff and the water lines, because it's going to be, our central part of the splash pad is going to be right up against that building. So it needs to be, we have to have the fall for, the water to go in where it needs to go. So they're going to get together tomorrow and kind of coordinate what they need to do so that they're on the same page as to how incorporate the splash pad with the building and the bathrooms, so. Also, me and Monica talked about this today, and I think it would be good to do this sooner than later. The sidewalk contractor, he lost one of his main employees. He's coming down, supposed to be within the next week or so. He keeps pushing me off a little bit, because he's down on his workforce. But he's supposed to come replace some concrete on the sidewalk on Baumgartner down here on the corner. I don't know if you've noticed, but where the DIs have set in, it is sunk, and there's probably that much of a lip on it. While he's in town, we think we should go ahead, and I think Mike has talked about maybe contacting Food City maybe, and finding out, what kind of footer and pad and go ahead and have our footer and pad poured for our flagpole, and go ahead and get it installed now while the contractor's in town. I mean, there's no need for us to, have him come and then come back and do that when that's something we can do now. And then, we had talked about in the past, as far as mitigation for the Department of Historical Resources around that pad, building up some kind of brick wall using the brick from the torn down buildings that we had when we demoed the old Randy's building. And then we could fill that up with dirt, put flowers in it and stuff. But, that's something we can do now. The money's already been allocated for the downtown project, so that's something we'd go ahead and get done. I mean, as much as we can get done now, I don't see any problem with getting it done now while we can, so.
Did we not talk about doing something at the flagpole with the Wall of Honor thing?
I thought we were going to incorporate that into a walk of honor.
Oh, yeah. But did we talk about that going to be joining the flagpole or something?
We can do that, we actually talked about that today. Getting the sidewalk in where we need it. In my opinion, it would be a good idea to put the walk of honor leading up to the American flag. That, in my opinion, that's a good place to put it. But we can make sure, get with Nathaniel and make sure that we're in the right footprint to put the flagpole in, to where the sidewalks are going to, it's plug and play, and we can just put that in when we get the chance.
How about the invitation for bids for the playground?
That has become a little harder than what I thought it was going to be. It's more complicated than the splash pad is, and I had contacted an individual that deals with these. And quite honestly, I should have already done this by now, but I have not, and I had talked to Monica about it today. There's certain things about playgrounds that have to be taken into consideration. Like if we do put in AstroTurf on the site for the playground, then the height of the tallest apparatus that children will be on, it tells you how thick your matting has to be at the bottom in case somebody were to fall. You can get from 1/2 inch to 3-inch turf. So I think it's MTSA or something is, I forget the acronym, but there is a governmental regulatory agency that tells you whatever height your playground is, you have to have this much of this. And quite honestly, it's above my knowledge. So I'm gonna have to get help in writing up just the IDP for that to get it bid out. But I can do that tomorrow, so.
Are we bidding that out, or is that guy who made the presentation to us gonna bid that out?
No, we have to bid it out.
Okay.
He can help me do the proposal,
Uh-huh.
but the town has to bid it out.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he can help me do the proposal, but he can tell me what, and you know, the people who look at the bid are gonna know what he's talking about by these regulations that I'm not familiar with. But we have to write it up as the town of Rural Retreat and submit it as a bid, and the bid has to come to us, so.
Okay. That's still, you just now leaving the downtown revitalization. That's
Yes, sir.
where we are. That's all right, I just want to make sure.
Well, there's a lot going on down there.
Yeah, there's a whole lot, and there's a lot of movement being made. Second item on that list is Heritage Day, and, Martin, do you want? We've got our main act already lined up. I don't know how that was done so quickly, but
It's my understanding the contract's close to being signed, but has not been signed.
right.
And he did not want to reveal that name.
No, there's a reason for that.
Yes.
There are a lot of times the act, if you're not charging, they don't want to interfere with somebody that, anyway, long story short.
I don't see any reason in bringing it up until later, just because you never know when something's gonna happen.
That's exactly right. But anyway, so far, that's in pretty good shape. What about the upgrades to the water plant? Let's move on.
I have not had as much conversation about this as Mike has, and I can have him talk about it if he would like. But Kevin Belcher, I've talked about him in the past. He's the individual from Giles County. I'd like to have him come and speak, form a meeting for the utility committee to go over some of the ideas that he has concerning our system. He's been taking up some data, and he's also going to get some data in the future. And he's come up with the town, with some of the options that the town can consider regarding our water accountability. He actually went in and put a new a thing on Brenda's Excel spreadsheet formula that he wants us to calculate every month and let him know, because it's something, the way they do it in gallons per minute instead of a percentage. Can you talk more about it? Because you met with him and sat down and talked to him.
Yeah, percentage-wise, doesn't really give you justice on that. Percentage-wise makes it look a whole lot worse than what it is. I know the health department wants to be below 35%. Giles County has always done theirs in gallons because they have such a large area. And he went in and done the gallons for us that day and then done a percentage, and ours was at like 47 and it brought it down to 37. Doing it in gallons the way he did it.
Whatever it takes.
Well, no, I don't, that's not,
I was gonna say,
I'm
how
not-
does that work?
Yeah.
It was
I don't understand that.
it was the way it was calculated, and he explained that to me, and it was just the way it's calculated. The system that we're using is different from the one they use. And I can't tell you how that works either. But doing it in gallons come down to a different percentage.
and he's taken into account a lot of, by using gallons, it takes into account, like he's been monitoring our water levels he's not personally, but he's calling to get the information from Low Gear and the people at the water plant about the levels at the, what is it, 1 to 4 in the morning?
1 to 4 in the morning.
1 to 4 in the morning, getting levels, trying to figure out which side is, because that's not the time when people are using water. If there's a leak somewhere, that's when you'll be able to see it in the tanks.
His method sounds kind of like DC crime figures.
Yeah, that's it. Don't write that up as such and such.
And then going back to the water plant, yes, we put some more valves in. We do have a small leakage, but Low Gear is going to be able to do a backwash, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. So that should help things also, do a clean.
It increase our throughput.
On the water structure thing, is anything developed on property?
That lady went on vacation. I did talk to her. She accepted our offer, contingent with what we had said we would do. Mike Sobey's gonna write me up a simple contract, initial contract purchase agreement saying those things. And she said when she gets back from vacation, she will get with me. It'll be signed by both parties. She wants to take it to her attorney first and let him review it at that point.
So we haven't talked to her about additional.
I have. She said she would be willing to part with additional property, but she said the fact that it was on Route 11, that it would probably be a higher price.
Yeah, we understand that.
But yes, we're willing to go to the table with that.
Jason, on this right here, we went for an acre. Do you think we ought to have things surveyed before you ever do it? So it will be plus or minus an acre to be straight in line with the line off the top of the hill?
Can you get a
What's the
surveyor in here?
Yeah.
Because, if you say an acre, then you're gonna have to jot it out somewhere, this or that, would it be more feasible to go in a straight line and get a surveyor to do it and then pay her for acre and a quarter, acre and an eighth, or 9/10 of an acre?
I think we should just go with the acre, at the price that we did, let him survey out an acre there.
The question was, can you get a surveyor here to do it?
Yeah, we can get the
Because
individual.
that's not gonna take very long. Because he'll have to look for lines, he's making the line. Either way. Well, you don't need to talk about striking while the iron's hot, you oughta, don't let her change your mind. We don't want to dawdle along and then lose the chance to
Get what we can. That we need.
go over and step it off, so show her what you want. Come up with some rough, whatever. Okay. And then that takes us to upgrades to the sewer plant?
The metal, I had reported in the last meeting that there was a metal arm that had deteriorated into unusable. It was unusable, so we needed to have it fixed and redone by a metal shop. They will hopefully have that here Thursday. They worked on it last week. And then the clarifier should be in operation by early next week, according to Dave Rutherford down there. So probably Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, everything will be operational at the sewer plant, and we're back to business as usual. I know it's been an ongoing process, but it seems like every time we get something done, we look and we find something else that needs to be done. But this is the last thing that we have to put that clarifier back online. And we plan to do that early next week or Wednesday, so.
While we're still on water and in this area, Mayor, are we sure that 4 years is enough in in the inspection contract of those tanks?
I'm glad you brought that up. When Mr. Belcher from Giles was up here, he gave Mike the name of a different individual company that would drastically cut our cost for that maintenance, like a fourth. And with you, I think, you know, if we're gonna have that cost reduction, then I think we need to go back to 2 years.
I
instead
do
of 4.
too. I think 4 years is entirely too long to go without inspecting the interior of those tanks.
Okay. But it's called Pittsburgh Tanks, is the
Are
name
they
of the company.
reputable?
Yes. If Kevin Giles recommends them and uses them, they're reputable. So I'll be making that phone call and switching our service contract over. They do also supply on-site in the contract pressure washing whenever needed. So that was another key to it.
Yeah.
So, and he sent over a quote and everything, so. Repairs to Town Hall. Contractor was here last week to look and do some repairs for the Town Hall building. They're still waiting on that door to replace that one. And they've ordered the parts, from what I understand, for the other things that needs to be fixed. Also, while they're here, I did have a conversation with the owner of the contractor company. They're going to go ahead and put in a new door at the community center as well. It's going to be a metal commercial door with the
surgery.
I know he did. He had found out that day he was having surgery, so. Replace that door with the proper panic equipment inside, and it's gonna open correctly, and they're also gonna replace the eave over the door as well, so.
Gonna raise it.
We can do that. I mean, I didn't talk to him about it, but we can raise that. And then the last thing I have, Mr. Mayor, is the American Electric Power. I got something I've never gotten before from them. They actually sent me a picture with a circle where they're getting ready to start. I've never got that before, an aerial picture. So, like I said, the project manager for the pole installation at Richfield sent me a picture of exactly where the pole will be placed. And this is right in line with what the property owners, you know, on both sides wished it to be. So, I expect that they're not gonna have to do any digging except for doing the hole, because there's not a pedestal, but there's a vault right beside it, a main vault for the electrical.
You went over derelict property.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've skipped.
I haven't, I mean, one of them's on the tax, I think I reported last time. One of the properties is on the tax, it's gonna be, sold on the courthouse steps. It's one across from the funeral home. So it's gonna be sold on the courthouse steps. That's one, but I still, with Mr. Sobey, he thinks we have a case against some, and then some of them he sees as, like, I took him up, it's been a while, but I took him up and showed him Jack Singleton's property. He said that wouldn't be considered a derelict property.
It wouldn't be?
Would not.
What does it take?
He said because, he did say that the house down below it, on the other side,
Tree growing in it.
that it would be considered a derelict
Grub
property.
property.
Yeah, the grub.
But that guy's cleaning all that up.
Yeah, there's been a guy down there working.
He came to me, he met with Harry Hamill, that owns that yellow house. He's tearing out all those fences, and he asked about, you know, cutting some logs and taking them to the dump, because he's taking all the fallen trees and stuff out of there. That guy's actually been very proactive in fixing that property up. He's done quite a bit. It's been a couple years, but he's actually done quite a bit.
I have one more on Elm Avenue, the one that belonged to the Martins. Is
It won't, too.
anyone,
It's on the
list.
tax to be sold too.
okay.
It's also on there to be sold on the courthouse steps.
Okay.
Have we looked at any clutter property lately?
What are you talking about?
I know where there's 4 or 5 junk lawnmowers and all kinds of tires and,
You gonna have to do better than that.
You been to my house?
I can show it to you.
You know, some of those cars, they have, if you've noticed, they have put tags on them, but the tags have run out. It's expired,
Dead tags.
dead tags.
They have to be up to date.
We're talking about the hotel.
We're talking about a couple of places.
Okay. That truck at the hotel, he smoothed it, the big truck, and it interferes with line of sight. It's bad enough when you're coming up on that grade, but that truck is interfering with line of sight.
Did he move it closer to the road? I haven't.
I believe he did, yeah. It's-
I hadn't noticed it.
It's closer to the other street, not to Arsenic, but to the other street.
I'll talk to him when he does it.
I know what you're up against.
And another issue that had been brought up, and I talked to Derek about it, an individual in town that has a car parked on the right of way, he's gonna be given a notice of 7 days to remove it, or we will be towing it to a facility.
The other stuff too.
The other stuff's a different issue.
Does anybody know what's going on with the Smith Garage, talking about cars? There hasn't been anybody there for like weeks.
Every now and then I see him in and out there.
And that's an eyesore. It's at the gateway to our community. And there must be 75 junk cars out there.
Is that the JC up there where the mayor's property is? Is that what you're talking about?
No, right
Oh,
behind the store at the gas station.
We actually talked about that today because of the business license. We didn't know whether they were still in there or not. I mean,
There hasn't been anybody there permanently, like for weeks. And it is definitely an eyesore coming into town.
I agree.
They're parked almost to the highway.
There's definitely not been any turnaround on the vehicles there. I mean, no, I don't see any going out.
No. The lot's full back there, the gated lot, plus the front of the building.
They're still on the towing list.
Yeah, I know they're on.
It's been a couple weeks since but when I took the business license thing, they were open down there. That's been a couple months ago, I guess.
The other thing I have, go ahead.
So,
We're gonna get to just personnel ordinances and legal matters. We did hire a maintenance guy. His name is Blaze Shoe. BLAZESHOE.
Blaze Shoe.
Mhm.
Shouldn't have any trouble remembering his name.
I think he's gonna work out. I had called, the manager where he currently works. He's 19 years old. And, asked him about him. I know the manager pretty well. He's a neighbor of mine and a good individual, and he gave rave reviews about him.
What does he do?
Knight Road.
Okay.
His first day will be September the 8th.
Then we got Dr. Pepper Day, down here beside the AEP, Mr.
Well, you gonna do that, you did the AEP, didn't you? Okay, so, I have 2 vendors that wanna come. both from the region, but also I need you guys' help on this, I don't know what to do. Most of the people that attend that want a t-shirt, that's it. You get a t-shirt and leave. So, do we want to go to the trouble to have anything other than that?
Is it worthwhile to have?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. What do you all want to do? We're gonna have to spend some money if you want something worthwhile.
What is Dr. Pepper's participation?
They bring the t-shirts and the drinks.
What's their thoughts on it being worthwhile?
Oh, he wants to do the biggest possible. I met with him about 3 weeks ago. And, they want it as big as possible, but I don't know. There are people that come to see, like last year we had the cars and stuff. I think a lot of people did enjoy that. It's really kind of on the fence. That's what I'm asking you. What do you all want to do?
I think the public likes getting the t-shirts. I think it's something that the town would probably get pushback on if we did not do it. I'm not saying pushback, but people would question why you didn't do it.
Well, I had
Because
already
a lot-
thought that if we were gonna do that, if we're gonna do the t-shirts, I'm not even gonna, let's not even give them line, let's just give it to them right then. Just as quick as they get them out, if that's what they want, give it to them and let them go.
And they'll be gone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I got jumped several times last year by people that were not citizens of Rural Retreat.
I got fussed at too. You either make the citizens, or you either make the people that come mad because you won't let them have a shirt when they want it, or you make the Dr. Pepper people mad because they're fussing at the Dr. Pepper people. Why don't you give me a shirt? Give me a shirt. And then they get upset. So it's kind of
Troy Harris thought it was kind of funny. He thought it was amusing.
I didn't.
I
You've
didn't,
only got interest from 2 vendors?
that's all I've tried, Bob.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a doubt in my mind it can be made to grow, but we're gonna have to spend some money.
Well, we're spending a lot of money on Heritage Day.
That's what I'm saying.
Do we want to continue to spend money on this that's just a t-shirt grab?
And Heritage Day
And
is
most of
also,
the people when I've been down there, they're not from Rural Retreat.
no, there's a lot of them that come in, but on the other hand, there are a lot of people that come here because of Dr. Pepper. We could do more history about Dr. Pepper, there's all kinds of stuff we could do, but that's what I'm asking. What do we want to do?
We've always neglected the Dr. Pepper thing. The grave site is just there. It's never been used.
It's been used once.
All right, you left yourself alone with that. I'm sorry. I fell into that.
Sean, that's a freebie, that's all I can think.
It's my personal opinion that we should just stop this. I don't see that
If we
it's
stop
beneficial
doing
to
it,
the town.
if we stop doing it completely, we will sever ties with Dr. Pepper. Now, if that's what you want, that's what you want.
Why don't you incorporate it in with your Heritage Day?
Wrong
Put
day,
it all together?
wrong day. October is Dr. Pepper month.
I'm kind of like with Jim. I mean, I think if we walk away completely from this,
We're gonna
I
lose
just-
Dr. Pepper.
no, I mean, and I just don't
What do they
think
do?
We're
this is not a good
facing,
idea.
we're facing problems that every little festival
Yeah.
all over the place is facing. It's the same old stuff. You can't hire a band for $400 anymore that's in the account. It doesn't work. I talked to a guy today, they had #2 album last year. He said the very cheapest they could come would be $2,500.
Hang on, I can supply a band for 400 and I'll cover the rest.
Well, let's see where we're going first.
That's fine.
So,
The town of Rural Retreat loves them.
Dead man's hand.
Yep.
I just asked her what we paid for that.
there's the other thing too. If you
The
do
sound
this-
would be,
If you do, yes, your sound. And also, if you do this, you're repeating Heritage Day. You got the same type of music.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
The
People
people
love
love
it.
it. It's the same crowd.
It's the same crowd, the people love it. And I'm willing to flip the bill on whatever on top of 400 it would be.
Well, it's up to you
I
guys.
don't think you
What
can
do you
lose
want
Dr.
to do?
Pepper. I don't think you can lose that.
I'm with Jim on you guys cannot lose Dr.
Cannot.
Pepper Day.
Mm-mm.
Cannot. We cannot cut ties.
We need to build on Dr. Pepper Day.
Absolutely.
That needs to be.
Well,
like-
I think that my vision for Dr. Pepper Day is probably different than you guys.
Well, hit me with it.
And, well, I'm more of a history guy. You know, I'm doing the booking right now for Fairwood Folklife Festival. I'm helping with Chicago, stuff like that. So that's not, what you're talking about is not my style of music, and that's all right. If that's what the people want, that's what they want, and that's what I'm saying. What do you all want to do?
I feel like we at least can give it up. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Jim, actually, I'd like to talk to you sometime too about doing the kind of music that you do just somewhere here, even if it was at Dr. Pepper Stadium, like on Friday night at the general store in Floyd, where they just kind of line the streets and everybody's playing an instrument. I would love,
like your music.
I would love for.
Well, I'm not accusing him, I don't care about like or dislike, it's what people want. I book bands that I absolutely do.
Go to Floyd. People like it.
Yeah,
People like their style.
I think it'd be super cool. One, everybody in town knows you, and they know
That might be a determinant.
Not for that crowd of bringing in the music, it's not.
If we continue it, where are we gonna do it at? The depot or the farmer's market?
We would have to do the farmer's market, I think.
We did it at the farmer's market last year.
And we should.
I mean, that's what we built, that's what we built Heritage Park for.
We gotta shake this.
But we don't have any electricity down there.
Not enough to hold the load they would want.
No, not for the band. There's a lot of pluses to doing acoustic music because your sound system does not have to be that complicated as what you're all talking about.
How about this? What if I ask them if they'll do an acoustic performance?
Well, you're still going, well, there's a lot of areas there, and I don't mean to dissuade you at all.
Not one
But I'm
bit.
saying, most of the guys that say we're going to do an acoustic set show up plugging their guitars. It's still live. You know, it's still a different type of thing. It's,
One thing we have to take into consideration too, you guys were just talking about still having it at the farmer's market. Once, you said within 2 months, they're gonna be, well, that's right in the time frame of all the stuff being right there tying up that whole area. So we might wanna think about having it at Dr. Pepper Park in the Dr. Pepper Stadium, or the, not stadium, but whatever you guys call it, the stage.
At least this year, while the construction's going on.
Just food for thought.
it's fine with me, whatever you all want. I just need to know what you want to do.
I'd like to talk with you more, you know, on a different setting, Jim, about what I could do to help.
I don't think we should be putting a lot of money in it.
What's a lot of money, Bob?
I don't have any idea, but I know we're putting a lot of money, what I consider a lot of money, in Heritage Day.
You know, I've argued this for 30 years, I guess. You've probably heard me argue this. Jonesboro, Tennessee Storytelling Festival is 3 days. It brings $4 million into that town in 3 days. I tried to do that 25 years ago or more. We founded Heritage Day, which was heritage. We don't have anything heritage at Heritage Day now.
And it doesn't bring.
And it's like
a whole-
triple the crowd, that's right.
Doesn't bring a whole lot of revenue to the
So
town.
that's, well, but I mean, they still have triple the crowd at Heritage Day than they used to have.
Oh, yeah, the crowd's big,
So that's what they, but I'm saying there, what do people want?
but whatever they spend down there goes when the vendors go. It doesn't stay in the town of Little Tree.
There's no place for them to spend their money in town of Little Tree.
That's right.
There's no businesses here.
That's right. So it's just an output.
To go to Hills for gay acts.
Yeah.
That's where most of the people that come.
Yeah.
They're,
That the community there have something to offer them.
gay acts.
Well, there is some lead over from Heritage Day. I mean, they're gonna buy gas.
Yeah.
There are some of the local businesses that do profit from that. I can't say it's not it's a total bust. But I agree, and to do the festivals that I'm best at, I don't know if Real Tree wants that, so.
Well, you know what my thoughts have always been about what the citizens of Rural Retreat want,
Yep.
and we give that to them. Their water and their sewer. Everything else, they get elsewhere.
And little Whitfield,
Yes, whatever. And that's always what people have wanted. They come here, they sleep, they take a bath, do the personal business, and go to work the next morning. Some of them stay here, but not many. They go elsewhere, and they come back, they do the same thing, and go to bed. They'd rather travel than to go to something in Rural Retreat.
Unless it's free.
Yeah.
But that's every municipality.
Well,
They all do
one of
that.
the reasons that is because we don't have anything here.
That's right,
Okay,
that's right.
and, you know, we don't try to get anything in here either. You know, people have to try hard to get stuff here.
If people come here to go to something, where are they gonna eat?
Bingo.
Yeah.
You don't know how hard I've tried to get a restaurant in here. And I had 2 restaurants coming this week to look at a place in Rural Retreat and got the rug pulled out from under us. 2 of them coming in this week. So
I know that.
it's
After I
after,
spoke to you, Bob.
yeah.
After I spoke to you, I had the rug jerked out from under me.
I know. I'll talk to you after.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
An
So-
age old.
I don't think you're gonna find a family that's gonna try harder for Rural Retreat to get business in here than the ones that are sitting over here.
But
Now, let's, we're sort of beating the dead horse.
Okay, let's do
We
this.
can work with Jim.
Well, let's,
Jim might not.
the money allocation is what we're talking about. The money allocation
Yes.
is what we're talking
what did it cost last year?
about.
The
I think
town?
it's $500, wasn't it? But I provide the sound system,
How much?
I don't remember. I think it was $500.
and our main admin ended up in the hospital, so.
Well, we can handle that. I would say not much more than that. Until it
Well, I
maybe
don't-
starts to grow.
I don't have a sound system.
I can take care of that. And if it was also $500, 7B Enterprises will write the check for that $500 tonight.
Have you got somebody to run your sound system?
Yes.
Do we have enough electricity?
That's still, we don't have the electricity power for it yet.
I guess we can agree we're gonna do something. Right?
If you're wanting to do that and set up a sound system, the only way you could do that, in my opinion, and my recommendation, is move it to the Dr. Pepper stage.
I agree. If you're gonna do it, that's the place. to
And that's
do it.
probably okay.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Yeah.
At least for this
The
year.
logistics are already there.
Yeah. The parking is there.
Yeah.
Power stage.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons we started it down there was because of the depot.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have an answer to this, there's a lot of questions.
Just leave it on unfinished?
Yeah, let's move along with it. I'm sorry, we can be put a wet mop in the face, but anyway. Okay. After we finish this unfinished business, what is there any new business?
I have one thing, sorry.
I thought you were gonna do it finally.
The Shredded event, I had a phone call from Shredded this week, and, the April 18th is the Saturday. It's the same Saturday in April. We've been doing that. We could do that from 9 to 12, and that's good, isn't it, Derek? 9 to 12 is good, right? As long as they show up on time?
Yeah. well,
That's
you
what we've
got
been doing.
lost.
Yeah. 9 to 12 is what we've been doing, and that works out good. They'll do the 3 hours, the $300, then a 300, well, it's $300 an hour, and then a $300 minimum, so $1,200. Same thing we've been paying. So are you all okay with that? It's in the budget,
I
so,
think that's been well received.
okay.
I think we should.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that date's okay with everybody. Okay. I will sign the contract.
Okay, that's good. All right, any other new business?
No, sir.
Okay. Under the committee reports, you've reported on the personnel ordinances. Anything finance and appropriation?
I do. I've got a list. Bob, will you, I forgot to hand these out. Just pass those down if you don't care. So the business license, I've got a list of businesses that are behind on their business licenses. I spoke with the treasurer at the town of Marion last week, and I asked her, I said, what do you do with people that refuse to buy their business license? And she said that their town attorney takes a warrant out and they go to court. So I just wanted to let you all know that I sent the applications out on March the 13th, 2025. These licenses are due by April 30th every year. And then on June the 20th, I sent Derek took them and hand delivered my delinquent notices for me. And the delinquent notice gave them another 30 days. I gave them till July the 18th to comply. And there's several businesses that owe 3 years. And I don't know what else to do. So I guess, I feel like some of these people just don't think they have to follow the rules. And that infuriates me because we've got businesses in town that pay a lot for their business licenses. And some of them sitting in this room. I'm sorry, what?
That's not my case. My case is the tax. My tax return. I'm always late with my taxes.
Well, you've done your taxes from 3 years ago, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I paid it last year, didn't I?
I'm sorry, yours is 2 years. Yours is 2. I wasn't going to get into specifics with.
Well, I don't care. I mean,
open session, but
that, to me, I mean, I'll be glad to pay it, but you asked me to bring my tax return, which is
what we do for everybody.
I don't have it.
So you don't have a tax return for 2024 yet either?
Yeah, I do for 2024.
Okay, well, that's what we need. We need your 20.
Last year. Well, that was slipped through the cracks.
So every year we need your previous year's tax returns. So by May, April 15th is the tax deadline. So by May, that's why we make the due date the end of May, because most people do their taxes. Well, then if you don't do your taxes by April 15th, normally by October is the extended date for taxes, October 15th or October 30th, whatever. I think it's the 15th. If you do an extension, you have to have them in by the 15th. Well, then all of these are still behind that date.
So the solution to this is judicial.
It is. It is, absolutely. And there's 8 people on this list. And I have 1, 2, 3 of them that are 3 years behind.
Can you go?
I move we authorize Monica to contact the town attorney and start legal proceedings against these people.
I have reached out to Michelle Gowdy also, and she's getting with her legal team and telling us exactly how other municipalities handle it as well.
And let's do the point of order. We've got a motion on the floor.
I'll withdraw the motion if they're getting more information.
Let me get with Michelle
Okay.
Gowdy.
That's fine.
Since you brought that up, can we, I mean, like I say, can we do a thing where you estimate what your tax return's gonna be and pay it, and then bring the tax return in later?
Possibly.
I don't know if anybody else has that trouble or not. I mean, that's me.
Well, I mean, if you filed your 2024 taxes, then we could do both your years tomorrow, if you filed your taxes, because that's what we need. For this year's, we need to
That's
see,
2024, no.
we need to see your 2024 tax return.
Right. that's
And then
what
for
I'm
the
saying.
previous year, we need to see your 2023 tax return.
That I got, but the 2024 I don't.
Okay.
Well, if y'all don't care, we'll let you work this out.
But I'm saying, I think that rule might need to be changed for everybody.
Well, how does everybody else do it? and these don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna be done as a budget.
All
I
the
mean-
other businesses are complying, right? And they're getting their tax returns.
That's the trick, it's when you get your.
I mean, unless it's
tax
all
returns
8 of these people are having the same situation, but I don't
Maybe
think
you need a
so.
new tax man.
Well, could be.
Well, actually,
It might be partly my fault too, Bob.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, if you would accept an estimate, if you go in and say, okay, I did this last year, I'm gonna probably do this next year, then when you get it
Taxes.
done, bring your tax return in, that makes more sense to me, but.
another thing that we haven't been doing in the past, and I read that in the ordinance as I was looking into the rules and regulations on this, is we're not supposed to issue a business license to a business that owes personal property taxes or any meals tax that are behind or anything like that. So I do have, I know of at least one on here that owes back taxes, that even if they complied with buying their business license, I wouldn't be able to give it to them because of they owe personal property tax. And that's part of the ordinance. That's Virginia law.
You need some legal advice. I'm thinking before we keep beating on this down horse is to,
I mean, I guess my question is, if you owe personal property taxes and we can't issue a business license, then do they have to shut their business down?
That's the
I mean,
question.
we look at you because I'm sorry.
That's my question to VML.
well.
What?
You all find out what we need to do. We can't do that tonight, I'm sorry, but we're not gonna solve this. I didn't say it wasn't a problem.
But we can't let it continue.
No, and you gotta get legal advice and we'll go from there. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, is any other committee reports need to be? Okay, Jason, had.
I've done-
Times, and it takes you to the treasurer's report.
Real quick, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I know we're trying to go. Is there any update on Faulkner? Better, worse, same?
Nothing, no noise, no nothing, and I'm not poking that bear.
That's what I thought.
Sleeping dog,
That's
it's
what I thought.
alive. Right. Monica, you're up.
Okay, here's the bill run for today. Alpha and Omega Repair Service, $67.50. ASCAP, $17.71. Atmos Energy, $118.63. Blue Ridge Analytical, $2,215. BMS Direct, $500. BMS Direct again, $470.36. Bright Speed, $73.47. C&D Truck and Safety Supply, $237.50. Dalton Enterprises, $250. Duke's Printing, $105. Dutch Miller Nissan, $1,805.14. Electronic Systems, $56.20. Food Country USA, $41.23. Fort Chisholm Septic Service, $6,350. Grayson Byers, $126. Hurt and Profit, $600. Lincoln Financial Group, $251.88. Meredith's Garage, $20. Ortec Incorporated, $950. Penn Stewart, $305. Permatile Concrete Products, $4,730. Principal Financial Group, $199.98. Robert Medley, $47,250. Ten Carva Machinery, $4,508. Townerville Retreat, $59.82 for petty cash. Dreama Michelle Williams, $52.21. That's a total of $71,360.63. Any questions?
What do we spend money on at Dutch Miller's? That Nissan truck?
Mm-hmm.
What's that truck worth? And we spent $1,500 on it? 18? We need to know what that truck's worth.
Well, Mike came to me with that question about what do we want to do as far as the repair. And we have to do the repair because we can't get rid of it. I mean, it may be time to,
About anything that runs will bring 1,800 on.
I don't think that we need to be putting much more into it if something else goes wrong with it. That's a lot of money on that little truck that, I don't know, what year is it?
It's been a good little truck, but that's something we can discuss, obviously.
Yeah, I think we need to look at it.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
Move, we go home.
Not heard that, did you? Sounds like a good idea.